Legendary!
What is up guys, Kris05 here with another video. If you're here, you're probably wondering what is stopping you from climbing ranks in Hearthstone. And in this video, I will try to give you several reasons that might be getting in your way. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please drop a like and a subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Also, drop a comment below and tell me what do you think is stopping you from climbing ranks. Alright, let's get into it. The first reason I'll talk about is not knowing the meta. Learning the meta is one of the most important things you need to do in order to climb ranks in Hearthstone. It doesn't matter if you're not playing a meta deck, you still need to know what people are playing against you and how you can play better against that. If you take the time to do that, you will be able to tech better against those decks, mulligan better, play around different cards and know in general how to pilot your deck against them. The easiest way for me to check up on the meta is using Vicious Syndicate's meta report. If you have a hard time understanding their reports, check out my October meta report, in which I explain in detail how you can read it. Knowing what the most popular decks are and how your deck fares against them is very valuable, and the faster you're able to identify what you're playing against, the better. Another problem that might be getting in your way is switching decks too much. I know it feels discouraging getting stomped a few games in a row, but it is really better to stick to a deck and master it other than trying to find a deck that can win against everything. Such a deck simply does not exist, so just pick a decent meta deck and keep pushing with it. In case you're having a hard time picking your next meta deck, here are 5 great decks you can use to start climbing ranks this season. Just pick one and stick to it. Top legend players can afford to try and adjust themselves to the meta every day or even every couple of hours, but you need to have a really good understanding of the meta in order to do that, so I wouldn't advise you to try that on lower ranks. Just keep mastering your deck, check out a few guides and gameplay videos, concentrate, and the results will come. Speaking of concentrating, let's talk about that now. It is really important to stay focused entirely on the game in order to increase your chances of winning. I know it's tempting to scroll through social medias or memes or even watch movies while you're smashing ranked, but if you want serious results, you have to pay serious attention to what's going on with the game. You need to focus on what your opponent has played and figure out exactly what deck he's playing. You can even Google his deck and know pretty much 90% of his entire deck and have it in front of you. You need to plan a few turns ahead, figure out what your win conditions are against your opponent, and that will be very hard for you to do if you're doing something else while you're playing. Sure, it might seem pointless sometimes when you lose no matter what you did, but it's all in the win percentages, and giving yourself that extra chance is really worth it in the long run. Another thing I see a lot of people doing is conceding too early. I know it feels tilting when your opponent top decks a perfect answer for your board, or discards your main win conditions, or even drops you to 1 health, but it's better to keep on playing, even if your chances are slim. You should always play for the win, instead of just smashing that concede button. Stay focused on your goal and try to figure out how you can make the most out of any game. Some people say that it is better to just cut your losses and carry on with the next game, but what happens if you keep on doing that over and over again? For me, the best wins are the ones you didn't believe were possible. I'm sure you will remember those games for a long time, just like I remember the games in the background, which are just an example of the insane comebacks I managed to do on stream. There will be times where people misplay and miss lethal or even BM you, so just play your games to the end. And the last reason that might be stopping you from climbing ranks in Hearthstone is playing ranked from your phone. The fact that you can play Hearthstone from your phone is actually one of the main things that got me hooked on the game back in the days, but when it comes to ladder, I'd say you need to stay away from your phone. Not being able to check what your opponent's deck might be or your win rates will make it harder for you to climb. The lack of a decent deck tracker is also a major setback. Android users could resort to Arcane Deck Tracker, but as far as I know, there is no deck tracker for iOS. I'm not saying it's impossible to climb ranks with your phone, just that it will be harder for you to do it like that, so if you have the option, do play ranked only on a computer. In conclusion, learn the meta, stick to one deck, concentrate, try hard, and stay away from your phone, and you should see improvement in no time. That's it for this video guys. I hope this helps you better understand how you can climb ranks easier. Don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'm Kris05 and I'll see you in my next video.